indoor workplaces smoke-free, including bars, restaurants, video lottery, and gaming facilities. Will you support legislation in the 2009 session to protect the rest of South Dakota's employees and workers from the health effects of smoking?
I'm a non-smoker, and the unfortunate part is my mother and my husband both smoke. And so I end up in situations where I am sitting alone in the restaurant while they're outside smoking. I was recently, well, in the last year in Ireland, and I'm sure you're all aware, there's a lot more smokers in Europe than there are in the United States. They have now outlawed smoking in every indoor place in England and Ireland. And what we found in the evening after the theater, we went to a small pub, and all the people are standing outside with their beers set on the windowsills, smoking along the street. Now, with open container laws, I'm not sure how that would work either. But here again, there are places that you can go where there is no smoking. I happen to go up to the Martini Bar at the social club. There's no smoking up there, and it's a nice place, clean air, it's wonderful. But I do believe in people's rights, and I believe in business owners' rights. And I think it should be left up to them to decide whether or not their establishment will be smoke-free. I am anti-smoking, but here again, I think that individuals' rights are more important.
I try to beat a runner, but I can't keep up with Fred, so I often end up running a long time behind Fred. But I also am not a smoker. I don't think people should smoke. It places a lot of burdens on our healthcare system. It raises rates for everybody, for insurance, healthcare, everything else like that. Last year, the legislature taxed cigarettes even more, which I think was a good thing. But I would not support taking that decision away from individual business owners. I know there's an establishment here in town, Flanagan's, that's non-smoking. I think they get a lot of business because of that. I think casino owners, if they made that choice to have a non-smoking area, a non-smoking casino, could capitalize on the people like a lot of us up here that don't like being in a smoking environment. I would personally rather go to every place I went was non-smoking because I'm not a smoker, and I hate that when I go out to eat or if I go to a certain place to meet some friends or what have you, that when I come home I have indirectly smoked 4 packs of cigarettes and I have to wash everything that I've touched that entire evening. That being said, I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's the place of the legislature to remove the rights of individual business owners and tell them that you will now be non-smoking in your bar. You will now be non-smoking in your casino. I think if a lot of them took a look at it, maybe if there was a niche market there, they could capitalize on being the only non-smoking. But again, I believe that choice resides with the business owners. If they want to allow smoking in their establishment, that's exactly what it is. It's their establishment. They make the choices that pertain to it. I would not support a law outlawing smoking in all public places.
I'm really against any further legislation to ban smoking, especially in bars and casinos. Obviously, the nature of my beast, because of the work I do in real life, it's a huge part of it. And now statistics are finally coming down, good, solid statistics from a variety of credible resources that the smoking ban really hurts in places. Iowa has just gone through it. Colorado has gone through it. Regardless of what the proposals were put in, it's an economic bummer for a lot of those places. I think you'll find that a lot of those, if you take Deadwood in particular, there's a lot of places with designs that are trying to make places more smoker-friendly with higher ceilings, better ventilation, and you can pick and choose those. But I think that if you do a complete smoking ban, you're going to find that it's going to be very difficult for a lot of the smaller places to survive. And I think the economic impacts far outweigh any of the social impacts that's going to happen. There's a lot of places that smoking makes no sense. Restaurants, a variety of other places, and those need to stay where they're at. But my fear is that smoking ban is just going to throw everything up on the wall and see what sticks. And hotel rooms, bars, restaurants, casinos, and economically, it's just not good for the business owner, and I think those choices have to be made to be left with them.
We're all not smokers. I'm not a runner. You don't get to look like this if you're going to run. I hate smoking. I have a daughter that smokes, and I'm trying everything I can to get her to quit. Being from Deadwood, you probably think that, that okay, well, it's all right. I would love to see the whole state of South Dakota go smoking, or go non-smoking, but it's not going to happen. I know that there's a bill coming this year that will probably ask that we go with some type of legislation to make it a local option. If Spearfish City Commission wants to declare all Spearfish non-smoking, they can do that. That's only a band-aid on this thing. But I support the individual rights. I support business person's rights, and so I'm not going to vote to take away have the legislature take away the right of that individual or that business to determine how they want to rent it. I would prefer it was not smoking. There are restaurants in Deadwood that I won't go into because they are smoky, but here again, I think in this one case, and like Evan says, and maybe we should agree in a situation like this, but I support the individuals and the business person's rights, and that's how I would vote.
I don't know if any of you know my lifestyle, but I run every day. And of course I don't like smoking. So it's probably an easy one for me to indicate that I will vote against it. I am aware, however, that in the gaming industry there is concern about that particular issue, that they have told me that when they do away with smoking, they lose 20% of their customers. I'm somewhat sympathetic to that. As a political person, I tell you personally, I'm opposed to smoking. I don't see any redeeming values in that particular, I don't know, application, I don't know what you call it, a habit, I guess. But I don't, it's not good for our country, it's not good for our health. I have to tell you, I vote no, I would support that.